What's going on, too? Trucker D back again. Hopefully you had a good week. Hopefully you're having a good weekend. Whenever seen this video, hopefully your week or weekend is going well. So today is Sunday. Going to do a run. I was gonna leave a little later, but unfortunately, the damn power went out. So I'm going now. I'll catch up with y'all when I made it to the yard. I'm all hooked up, as you guys can see. So I'm a little pressed for time, so I'm trying to make this as quick as I can. But I know one of you guys had asked me about these dollies. I think I covered this, but I'll cover it again. So the reason why you can't back up these dollies because of this right here. Your lead is gonna go one way, your tail's gonna go another way. This dolly here is gonna do its own little thing. Now you'll be able to back it maybe a few feet, couple yards, but that's about it. But as far as like alley docking a dolly, it's not gonna happen. All right, so by the way, when I had mentioned the lights on these dollies, here are the lights. And anytime you're getting a dolly, you want to make sure that these lights work. Also, as I said before, you always want to make sure that it's locked because you don't want to drop this. You don't want to drop the tail. You don't want to drop any trailer. So make sure your lights are working. As I said before, we have the super singles, so it's a little easier when you're maneuvering these on the yard. So um, you always want to make sure all your hoses are working. Also, you guys want to get in the habit of keeping the extra rubber part because sometimes when you take these glad hands off, they're missing. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Sometimes they'll be missing the rubber, so make sure you make it a habit to keep an extra pair or keep extra rubbers, with you. All right. And of course, um, you do your overview. I already did mine, but so yeah. Pre-trip is about done, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rolling because, like I said, I'm pressed for time. So, all right, too. So I made it to Jacksonville. Just disconnected. Looks like I lost one of my placards, but luckily I keep extra placards in the truck, so I'm gonna put that back on. So as you can see, um, this is what you call the dolly. I know I used to talk about dollies a lot. This is the dolly, and yes, you do move this by hand. So um, when you're hooking it up, obviously you want to make sure that all your glad hands aren't damaged. Make sure they all have this rubber on it. I recommend you keep extras because sometimes you might pick up a dolly or even a trailer and that rubber's missing. And of course, you can't roll without that because you'll have issues later down the road. So make sure you have that. Your tongue, you want to make sure that this is wrapped around that. That way it stays in place. Your chains, your two safety chains, make sure your lines are over the chain, not under. Now, when you're looking for a dolly, you want to make sure you have good tires. We have the super singles. We still have some duals, but most of our dollies are super singles. So it makes it much easier when you're maneuvering and carrying it on the yard. Most of you guys know what this is. This is your fifth wheel. Want to make sure that it's in that position. Always do your tug test. You always want to make sure that it's locked. Just because it pulls doesn't mean it's locked. So you always want to make sure you get underneath and check. There might be times, depending on where you are, some companies allow drivers to pull the lead and a dolly. Some don't. So if you do have to pull just your lead and dolly, you want to make sure that your lights are working. So make sure you check all your lights. Make sure your handle works. Some of them have like the lever right under the fifth wheel. Every dolly is different. This is actually one of the older dollies that we have. When you hook up, make sure your lines, as I said before, make sure there's no holes in your lines. Make sure you can build air. When you're all hooked, you want to make sure that you turn it into the lock position. That way you can supply air to that trailer, because if you don't, it's not going to pull. When you disconnect, you want to make sure that you turn it back into that position, because if you don't, this dolly, it'll pull, but it's going to drag, and you don't want to do that. So, as I've said before, do your overview, make sure everything is good, make sure your ABS is good. Again, make sure you have your safety chains on, check your lights. These dollies have two sets of glad hands. Obviously, one would be for your lead, and then these set would be for your tail. Now, I know some of you guys may have been confused about what I said about backing these. The reason why it's hard and nearly impossible to back is because of this right here. This is going to turn a whole nother direction than this trailer. All right, y'all. So I hope that clarifies that up. Hopefully that gives you guys a better understanding. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop this other trailer where it needs to go, and I'll catch you guys when I'm hooking up my next. Before I start rolling, let me explain to you guys how and what to look for when you're backing your lead and dolly to your tail. So, and no, I'm not driving. I don't know if you guys can see it. Um, I do have the dolly hooked to this trailer that's behind me. So the way that you'll do it is you want to make sure your outer tires of the dolly lines up with the outer edge of the tail. Now, because I'm parked at an angle right now, if I was to be hooking up, it would be kind of difficult, but in a perfect world, you'll be perfectly centered. So, let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. So, when I do it, I make sure that this mirror lines up with the outer edge, and I always want to make sure that I can see the outer edge of this wheel, and I want to make sure that it's perfectly aligned with that trailer. So that's just a little tip for you, and you always want to make sure too that you don't high hook, because it is possible to high hook that dolly to the tail. I've done it before, one time, and it's pretty hard to get it off. So those are just some key things. Other drivers have other methods. That's just my method, and it's worked for me ever since. All right, y'all. So I'm back. Just got my paperwork and just got dispatched out. Got the big box. So go ahead and hit the road. All right, too. So it's about 8:30. Done with my run. Just got back to the yard. As y'all can see, these are all the trucks. That's a few rows there. Then you got all these here. So yeah, we're a pretty decent sized terminal. They're actually expanding it since we've grown so much. So it won't be as crowded anymore. Hopefully, once they finish that expansion. And I left a lovely little note for my for the guy who uses the truck in the daytime, because he has a tendency sometimes to park the truck in the back row for whatever reason, and that makes it difficult for me since I use it at night, which means I have to move the trucks in front of me just so I can get mine out. So it's a lot going on here. You got the yard guy down there. He's trying to basically set up the yard between putting all the inbound trailers and the city trailers. Usually there's two other guys, but I guess he's doing it solo tonight. So yeah, y'all. So enough rambling. I'm gonna go ahead and head home. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. To all the people that follow me and never leave a comment, stop being a ghost subscriber. Leave a comment. Let me know what y'all thinking. Let me know what y'all want to see, what y'all want me to talk about. And as I always tell y'all, thank you to all the day one subscribers. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Appreciate all of you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. And as I always tell y'all take it easy, stay safe.